so they make that pick earlier tonight. In what direction should they be looking here, Lewis?
I just wonder if here now it's about the secondary. Could it be a guy like Brian Branch from Alabama?
Yes.
Could it be a corner? Because, I mean, really, they don't need – well, you can never say you have too many defensive linemen. I don't think they're going to take a wide receiver. You know, the running back is off the board in the first round. The best two running backs are off the board. So they don't need that. They're solid along the offensive line. I think it's defense. I think it's secondary.
Well, you take a look at their draft room there as you see everyone sort of standing around. Still 2 minutes and change before the pick has to come in. It's an interesting move they made earlier tonight, moving up a spot to take Jalen Carter. So another really strong, powerful player on that defensive line.
A name. There's a kid, he's only about a kid, and we'll probably see him in the second round that I like. You know what? I'll give Steve Avila from TCU as a guard center who can get the job done.
Let's, you know, secondary just makes it, you know, this football team, they love defensive linemen and pass rushers.
Yeah.
They love them.
Yes.
They love them. Been banging the drum for Nolan Smith all during the first round. I have people tell me his pec's going to be fine. That's not a reason. That's not a reason. And he's so fast off the edge. And he plays so hard. Right. He gets about tabletop height coming around the corner. That when you talk about Von Miller comparison,
yes,
that's the get off that I'm talking about.
He's slippery coming off.
I mean, it's out there.
Very similar to like Hassan Reddick, what he did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You may have just heard loud cheers behind us. That's because when the Eagles pick went in, the graphic popped up in the building that says the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. And so that's where you're hearing so many of the cheers from the 125,000 fans who are here. I haven't done this I have not done this scientifically, but I think 124,000 of them are from Kansas City and are rooting for the Chiefs. It has been remarkable to see how excited this city has been, and understandably so. We are 2 months away from them celebrating a Super Bowl championship with a parade that culminated almost exactly where we are sitting right now.
You know what's interesting about Philly? I'm telling you, like in that Super Bowl, we're sitting there, we called it, we're watching the game, and we're going, for a team that was ferocious rushing the passer, they can't get to Patrick. You know that had to stick, like be a thorn in their side all off season. We have to get even more guys.
And the field has something to do with that night.
True.
All right.
You know what? You can never have enough, right?
Yep. The Eagles entering the stage with the commissioner is Donna Kelsey, the mom of Jason and Travis, to announce the Eagles pick.
And
Here we go.
Casey.
Joining me on stage now are some very special guests, content creators who you know from YouTube, Dude Perfect, and Jason and Travis's mom, Donna Kelsey.
Yeah. Thank you, Roger. Okay, Miss Donna, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So when you've got both boys playing in a game on TV at the same time,
right?
Okay, Travis is there, Jason's there. How in the world do you decide which game that you're going to watch?
Man, I don't know. That's really tough. I don't know. It's just tough to choose.
We had a feeling that would be the case, so we cooked up something a little bit special for you to help you break the tie. Here's the deal. We've got a custom coin with Travis and the Chiefs on one side and Jason and the Eagles on the other. If your boys are playing at the same time, all you have to do is flip it, and it takes the decision out of your hands. Should we try it?
Let's try it.
It's Travis and the Chiefs!
Good news. With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV, you don't have to make that decision. You can watch both boys at the same time.
Great.
You ready to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see who's going to be joining Jason and the Philadelphia Eagles.
With the 30th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Nolan Smith, linebacker, Georgia.
Well, Lewis, there's your guy. And at some point, do the Philadelphia Eagles need to consider changing their name to the Bulldogs?
There's no question.
As they're just bringing the entire Georgia defense down there, and including 2 defenders from that Georgia D tonight.
It's unbelievable. They got 4 guys off of a defense that so many people said it's the best defense of a generation. And now they got 4 of them.
For the quarterback, that's where you create sack fumbles. For a guy that runs 4.38, here's the thing that he needs to improve on. He's got to get a counter move, the speed rush, the one arm, the long arm pull. What's going to be your secondary move? His pass rush arsenal has to be developed more. If he can do that, If he can do that now, he becomes scary as a rusher in the National Football League.
You see the celebration there, and we see, as we mentioned, all of these Eagles picks. As you see, this room has turned red now for Kansas City, and that's why it's gotten
Philly Bulldogs
so much louder. But here they are. I mean, it's Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith tonight, and Davis and Nakobe Dean a year ago, and getting pretty scary.
All off one defense, Greeny.
Yeah.
All those guys played on the 2021 defense that they said was the best defense ever. Now they're recreating it in Philly, and it's so good for Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Young guys that can come in with the veterans you mentioned, Lewis, that are already there. This is a perfect mixture in Philadelphia. Talk about culture and creating environment.
Those guys just came back for 1 year. Fletcher came back for 1 year. Fletcher Cox. Brandon came back for 1 year. Jason Kelsey came back for 1 year. You were trying to create a college-like bond through the draft. That's why you like building through the draft. How about you just get all the guys from the same team that were the best team and just put them in the NFL? I mean, what better way to create culture than that?
How about Nolan?